Your phone is a small device. It fits in your pocket. It feels entirely private. A personal extension of your life that holds your conversations, your memories and photos, your financial details. It also knows exactly where you are at almost every moment of the day. This constant stream of location data, combined with the personal information it stores, makes your phone incredibly valuable. Certain people want access to that value. Some have intentions that are seemingly helpful, while others are purely malicious. The frightening reality is that a determined individual, a hacker, can pinpoint your location in seconds. This essay will explain how they accomplish this and, more importantly, what you can do to end it. The threat is not some distant, abstract concept from a spy movie. It is real, and it happens to ordinary people every single day. The technology that connects us also creates vulnerabilities that can be exploited with surprising ease. Your phone is constantly communicating with cell towers, Wi-Fi networks, GPS satellites, creating a digital trail of your every move. This trail is a roadmap for anyone who knows how to read it. Understanding the methods used by trackers is not about creating fear. It is about building awareness. Knowledge is the first and most critical layer of defense in protecting your digital life from unwanted intrusion. We often think of hackers as needing to break through complex firewalls with sophisticated code, but the truth is often much simpler. Understanding why someone would want to track a phone is the first step in recognizing the potential threats around you. The motivations are as varied as human nature itself, ranging from misguided care to outright criminal intent. On one end of the spectrum, you have individuals who track with what they perceive as good intentions. A concerned parent might use an app to monitor their teenager's location. An employer might track company-owned devices to monitor employee productivity. While these actions can sometimes be legal and justified, they can also cross the line into invasive surveillance. Then there are explicitly criminal motives. Thieves may track a potential victim to learn their routine. Kidnappers or extortionists use location data to select and target victims. Corporate spies might track a rival executive. In the high-stakes world of corporate competition, location data can reveal meetings and strategic plans. At the state level, governments use tracking for national security. But that same power can be used to suppress dissent activists, journalists, political opponents. This raises ethical questions about security versus privacy. Finally, stalking is a common and damaging motivation. An abusive ex-partner, an obsessed acquaintance, a complete stranger. One of the most common entry points for a hacker is something millions of people use every day without a second thought: public Wi-Fi. When you are in a coffee shop, airport, or hotel, the lure of a free internet connection is strong. However, these networks are often unsecured, creating a perfect hunting ground for anyone looking to intercept data. A hacker on the same network can use simple software to monitor all the unencrypted traffic passing through it. This means they can potentially see the websites you visit, the information you type into forms, and even capture login credentials if the sites you are accessing are not properly secured with HTTPS. The danger escalates with a technique known as a man-in-the-middle attack, where a hacker sets up their own malicious Wi-Fi hotspot. They often give it a convincing name like free airport Wi-Fi or coffeeshop_guest. Once your phone connects to this rogue access point, the hacker has complete control over your internet traffic. They act as an invisible intermediary between you and the internet, allowing them to intercept, read, and even modify your data. You might think you are logging into your email, but you are actually handing your password directly to the attacker. These fake hotspots are surprisingly easy to set up, requiring minimal technical skill and inexpensive hardware. A hacker can run one from a laptop or even a small pocket-sized device. The attack works because your phone is designed to trust networks that appear legitimate. You connect, assuming the network is provided by the establishment you are in, and your privacy is compromised in an instant. The hacker can then redirect you to fake versions of popular websites, a tactic known as phishing, to steal your passwords, credit card numbers, or other sensitive information without you ever realizing you were on a fraudulent site. The best defense against this type of threat is a healthy dose of skepticism and a few preventative measures. Avoid using public Wi-Fi for any sensitive activities, such as online banking or shopping. If you must use a public network, always use a virtual private network, VPN. Not all tracking involves a direct hack of your device. In many cases, your location data is not stolen. It is bought and sold legally on the open market. This transaction happens through a vast, shadowy industry of data brokers. The process often begins with the apps on your phone. Many free applications, whether apps, games, social media utility tools, request access to your location. When you grant this permission, you are often also agreeing, usually in the fine print, to let the app developer collect and sell your location data. These app developers then sell your anonymized, or sometimes not so anonymized, data to data brokers. These brokers aggregate location data from millions of devices, creating massive, detailed movement databases. They can sell access to third parties such as advertisers targeting you with location-based ads. But this data can also be bought by people with darker intentions. Private investigator, suspicious partner stalker could buy access to track a phone number in near real time. You were not hacked. Your data was simply sold. It often happens without explicit, informed consent. Most people don't read the terms and conditions and are unaware their every move is being cataloged and monetized. The most effective weapon in a hacker's arsenal is often not a piece of complex code, but a simple, well-crafted lie. Instead of trying to break through your phone's digital defenses, attackers frequently focus on breaking through your trust. This psychological manipulation is known as social engineering, and its most common form is phishing. Phishing attacks trick you into voluntarily handing over your sensitive information, passwords, account numbers, other personal details. The attacker does not need to hack your device if they can convince you to give them the keys. A typical phishing attack arrives as an email or a text message that appears to be from a legitimate source, like your bank, a delivery service, a popular online platform. The message is designed to create a sense of urgency or panic, prompting you to act quickly without thinking. It might claim there is a problem with your account, that a suspicious login has been detected, or that a package is waiting for you. The goal is to get you to click a link. This link leads to a fraudulent website that looks nearly identical to the real one, complete with official logos and a familiar layout. Once you are on the fake website, you are prompted to enter your login credentials or other personal information. As soon as you type your username and password and hit enter, that data is sent directly to the attacker. In a matter of seconds, they have access to your account. From there, they can lock you out, steal your money, or use your identity to perpetrate other scams. The most sophisticated versions of these attacks, known as spear phishing, are highly personalized. The attacker may use your name reference, a recent purchase, or mention a colleague to make the message even more convincing. The best defense against phishing is a healthy sense of skepticism. Always scrutinize unsolicited messages, especially those that demand immediate action or contain links. Check the sender's email address for subtle misspellings or unusual domain names. Never click on suspicious links. A few seconds of caution can prevent a catastrophic loss of personal data. While some hackers trick you, others use malicious software to hijack your phone from the inside. Spyware is a program that runs silently in the background of your device, gathering information without your knowledge or consent. Once installed, it can perform invasive actions, including recording your phone calls, logging every keystroke you make, stealing your photos, stealing your contacts, tracking your precise location in real time. It turns your phone into a 24/7 surveillance device, reporting your every move and communication back to the attacker. Spyware can reach your phone through several channels. A common method: unofficial app stores, websites offering free versions of paid apps. Bypassing official stores is risky. These unofficial sources often bundle legitimate apps with malware. Phishing can deliver spyware too, disguised as a critical security update. If you click and approve, you're not installing a patch, you're installing spyware. Even official app stores aren't completely immune. Occasionally, malicious components slip through and abuse the permissions you granted. That's why scrutinizing app permissions is critical. Beyond your device, deeper vulnerabilities exist within mobile infrastructure, most notably SS7. Designed in the 1970s, SS7 still connects networks worldwide and assumes trusted access. With access, attackers can silently track a phone's location, often down to a specific tower, intercept calls and texts, including two-factor codes. Victims often never know they're being monitored. For highly sensitive accounts, use app-based 2FA or hardware keys instead of SMS. Demand better security from your provider and support upgrades to secure network infrastructure. Keep your phone and apps updated. Enable automatic updates. Use strong, unique passwords managed by a password manager. Enable two-factor authentication on critical accounts.